One of the best ways to make people hate and want to destroy something is to look at anything made by humans, focus solely on its problems in microscopic detail, and freak the fuck out about it. If you were to use this tactic on everything, every institution ever made would be burned down in a heartbeat, and we might as well all kill ourselves because we all have flaws as well. The government is a human-made complex system. It does a lot of good things, but it also has a ton of flaws. What you have to do is weigh objectively if the institution has done more good than bad, or in its absence would be overall worse. If it's more bad than good, you should destroy it. If it's more good than bad, you have to work hard to keep improving it or figure out a new way to do away with it entirely. Quite similar to my video on smartphones and all the new problems each one has with each new upgrade that fixes old issues. Seth Andrews did an episode on The Thinking Atheist about safe spaces and trigger warnings. It was quite enlightening, and it was very balanced on its approach. There were some problems that were raised by certain psychologists when it came to certain attitudes engendered in safe spaces and trigger warnings, or how they were used, that might go counter to actually helping people who need them. It raises a point that improvements and reassessments are needed, and we can improve these ideas. However, until this happens, the people who needed them were pretty much ignored, and they sprung up because it was completely lacking, and no one was talking about it. Overall, the conclusion I took away from the calm, balanced discussion was that trigger warnings are for the most part good common courtesy, and the idea of safe spaces are good, but may need to evolve and be rethought on how they are implemented. However, if you have been paying attention to the anti-PC, mostly shifting alt-right YouTubers, they are the fucking apocalypse and the end to free speech. And the way they counter it is to be as vile, insulting, offensive, abusive, and asshole-ish as possible, claiming they're helping these people get over their PTSD or whatever pussy problem they have. No, you're not helping anyone. You're just being an asshole. Psychological issues need to be treated by professionals, not you. Issues to keep an eye on about free speech, trigger warnings, and safe spaces are not going to be helped by any of you. A rather startling percentage of college students polled said that racist language should be criminally prosecuted by the government. This is troubling, as the very underpinning of our founding democracy is a protection of our freedom of speech, and the fact that they don't understand this shows a serious problem in how civics is ignored in our schools. However, spouting racist language because you believe you have to use it or lose it just gives them more fodder for their beliefs and increases their numbers. Blasphemy is not a magic incantation you can use to ensure free speech continues. Calmly and caringly educating and explaining to people the logical importance of legal free speech is essential to making them be okay with protecting a racist or Westboro Baptist Church's legal right to say what they want without legal repercussions, but not a social endorsement or platforming. Why aren't schools allowing Westboro Baptist Church to come speak at universities, but people are all up in arms about people protesting speeches by known racists? By that logic used, they should get to come and speak too. All ideas must be heard. The reason why they don't is because they don't want to waste people's time with terrible ideas, so more time can be used on real learning. Feminism is viewed by anti-feminists as the poison to all humanity, purely by pointing out the actions and behaviors of some members of a massive movement. And yes, feminism, just like any movement, could always improve in some ways. There are real flaws in every movement, as I said in my video, A Dark Side to Every Movement, as it is a collection of people, and it is unreasonable not to expect there to be a loud fringe of crazies in every group, especially the bigger it gets. I've had so many people claim that Black Lives Matter is racist. Black Lives Matter is like Anonymous. I tend to agree with about 70% of what they do and 30% disagree, because it's made up by many different people using that label. There are racist elements of Black Lives Matter, but a black person being a dick to you for a while, well, as an isolated incident, is very dickish. A pattern of repeated institutional racism by comparison is exponentially worse. Black kids getting gunned down by cops and given harsher sentences than white kids, repeated studies in the black versus white wage gap, blacks getting less callbacks than whites for jobs. Yeah, there is a percentage of Black Lives Matter that are racist assholes, just like you can't stop bullying on the internet, grow the fuck up, snowflake. And there was one guy who shot at cops, most likely in their name, but the majority are peaceful, and they have real legitimate grievances that they are angry about. The issues of false rape claims versus actual rape statistics is another example. Yeah, false rape claims happen, but at a tiny fraction of actual rapes that really do occur. 9% of reported rapes are found to be unfounded, which does wreck a person's life, but only 14% of all rapes are reported in the first place because data shows that people will just treat them with suspicion even though 91% of all reported rapes are actually real, and it takes a lot of force of will to deal with a rape kit, half of which are never tested, and deal with emotional issues and take the time to testify. Men are getting tired of getting a rape culture rap, but the majority of all rape cases are done by minority of men who get away with it and can do it again and again throughout their life. If they really want to end being treated as suspected rapists, maybe they should be on the side of women trying to get rape cases prosecuted as opposed to focusing only on false rape cases, which can be improved, but is a dwarf issue compared to the rape culture we actually have. If you become aware of an issue that no one is talking about, there is absolutely nothing wrong with raising awareness. Male rape issues, for example, was not something being actively discussed by feminists until the MRAs started using it and trying to bludgeon feminism. Thanks to that, feminists and intersectionalists have become very PC and outspoken and stopped joking about male rape. MRAs haven't stopped joking about female rape and still deny ideas and data raised by feminist issues. They also donate way more to assholes on YouTube promoting that feminism is poison than actual shelters that help out abused men, as when they claim to support closed down, and still say that women shouldn't whine about women's rights because women in Saudi Arabia have it so much worse. By that logic, MRAs need to stop whining about male rape, black people being racist to them, and fake rape reporting because women and blacks have it so much worse. Raising awareness calmly and rationally about issues, no matter how small, is the only way we can make real change. But freaking out about issues and making them sound like the end of the fucking world when they're ridiculously dwarfed by other issues that you deny as being important, or their data is being flawed, that doesn't make you an activist. It makes you a manipulative asshole who needs to grow the fuck up.